What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar thus far, what's going on with the other factors out there, what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I begin the devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you guarantee 20 free stocks. Deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them, and offer ends very soon in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, now let's talk about the market. So I just want to break down that right now when it comes to Tesla, this is one of the stocks out there that's showing some strength. We have other stocks out there that are kind of range bound, and others out there are looking a little bit weaker as they're dipping a bit, but they do have potential to bounce as they're approaching supports. So I'm going to talk about the charts in just a couple of minutes. Let's first talk about this right here. As you guys know, we had some bill auction data that came out. The market's holding up through all of that, but later on today at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Cash Kari giving a speech. Now, the last time this guy spoke, he said that there's a possibility that the Fed will have to keep rates the same for the year, not really cut at all if inflation stalls. So be careful when he speaks. He caused the market to dip the last time he spoke. So we will see what he says this time around. Nothing is guaranteed, but just know that he is historically one of the biggest hawks right now, at least for this year. So we'll see what Cash Kari says. Be very, very careful, and we'll see how things go. But he's giving a speech later on today. This could affect the market to some extent. For tomorrow, all the data is quite minor. We just have like economic optimism and stuff. And then for Wednesday, we have CPI coming up, by the way. That's going to be very important. So we'll see what all of that causes. But with that being said, let's talk about the market. How are things looking? Tesla is on a very, very nice uptrend. We were down at 160 a share just on Friday. Then we started to push higher. We made this new high after Elon Musk announced the August announcement about the robotaxi. Then we came back down here. Got a nice key retracement at our fib level before we continue to push higher. And now we're approaching this imbalance resistance near 175. So that being said, we're approaching resistance right over here. If we break through 175, we're going to be looking for a much bigger push. I think that we're approaching some tight resistance, though, because the last time we hit 175, we ended up getting this like little rejection. We have a double bottom-like structure, which could lead to more bullish outcomes. So it does look a little bit more bullish to me, technically speaking. But this 175 zone, 174.5 to 175 is going to be our resistance. We also have support currently at 172.5. If we lose this, look for 170.85. If we lose that as well, a bigger dip is coming. But as of right now, we got a double bottom-like structure, and we are showing some life and potential to push even higher. So Tesla's showing some life. We're seeing some potential in here, and I do believe it could push a little bit higher. We could fill this imbalance up here, so look for the potential in Tesla. I do believe it could try to go higher. But watch resistance at 175, the higher it goes. For SPY, this is not looking too bullish or bearish as of right now in terms of like the super immediate term, because we're completely range bound. We have resistance at 520. Every time we hit this, we got rejected even since Friday. And then we have support currently at 517.5 and also 518. We've been stuck between this range for almost the entire day, back and forth the price action, and we're likely going to remain range bound for the rest of the day. We'll see what happens during the final like 10 minutes, though. Sometimes there is some trickery by the market makers, but for now, this is all I'm seeing. And we look like we're just range bound for now. We might just ping pong for the rest of the day. This is all that SPY is doing, so just watch for that very carefully. Same thing on the QQQ. We have 442 as resistance. We have support at 440 flat, and we've been going back and forth pretty much all day. May just continue to remain in that trend. There's not really a whole lot going on with it. We'll see how things go, but as of right now, I'll watch the direction we break in. If we break past 442 strongly, we could push higher. If the opposite happens, we could dip. As of right now, we're just kind of stuck within our range. For Nvda, we made an attempt to hit 892. I was thinking we would reach 892 with this imbalance and come back, either come down or try to break through it. We pushed to 892 and then we failed. We came just short of 892 at 890. So we came a little bit short of my target by 2 points, and then we ended up dipping. So Nvidia is actually kind of like curling a bit right here. I'm noticing that it's trying to hold above 872. If we lose that, our support is going to be around 868, then 862. Overall, Nvidia is holding up quite well. Watch resistance at 877. If we break this, look for 885 and 892. Overall, there is a slight downtrend on Nvidia. We got this nice little pump and drop like structure, and we're just barely holding support. So we'll have to see how it does. It's kind of range bound as well, because when you look at the last couple of hours, since it opened, it's been stuck between basically 880 and also like 870. So it's been stuck within this range for almost the entire day. So it might not do too much. There's not much volatility with it. It may just continue to remain on a slight downtrend and in that range. Apple's also kind of stuck, but it's on a slight downtrend simultaneously. It's been downtrending quite a bit, but as of for today, it's been stuck in this 168 area, going back and forth and back and forth. Our resistance is just under 169, and our support is at 168.2. So we've been going back and forth, and we're kind of stuck for now. So I just want to give this a little bit of time. Otherwise, we're just still range bound. On top of all of this, we also have a few more like Palantir showing a little bit of life. Watch support at 23. If we continue to push, watch 23.25 as resistance. Breakdown, we could go higher. But even though we're on a slight uptrend, it's still range bound right now between 23 and 23.25. So I give this a little bit more time. Supermicro is also kind of stuck. I told you all that it's going to likely come very, very close to about, I was talking about 980 coming. It came just short of that at 970. So I told you if we broke 980, we're bullish. If we failed to break 980, we're going to come back down. We failed to break 980, so we came down towards about support at 900. Overall, the trend is a bit more bearish. We've been downtrending quite a bit on this. We have 930 and then 942 as key resistance levels, and we have our support at 900. If we lose that, watch for 850. Overall, this is the trend that we are on. For Rivian, on a bit of a bounce that has formed finally. I was saying yesterday that it's going to hit 10, and once it reaches 10, we're going to be looking for a rebound. That's what's been happening as we're seeing buyers defend it there. So it has potential to go a little higher towards about 10.6 to 10.7. Could be even getting closer to the 200 EMA at 10.7. So look for a little more upside on it temporarily. AMD is looking kind of weak right now, kind of trading sideways. We're going to be looking at the support at 168. We have resistance at 172. As of right now, we're kind of stuck. So I think it might just remain range bound, but it is looking kind of weak here, so it could turn a little lower. Just a few more for Coinbase. We have 262 as resistance, also this 260 area. We have support currently. Major support's at 253, so we're still well above that. But if we lose that, there's going to be a risk of 251 and then eventually this gap fill. So just be careful on Coinbase. It's still holding up very, very well, showing some strength, but be very, very mindful of the resistance. For Amazon, we're trying to hold a 185.56, so we have resistance at 187, kind of stuck within this range as well. It's a very, very small range, nothing too crazy, and we'll see how well it holds up. But it is trying to show some life. Meta is dipping a bit, so watch 518.5 as resistance. It's showing some weakness. I'm sorry, watch 518.5 as support. It's showing a little bit of weakness as we're approaching that, but we'll see if we bounce off that or not. If we fail to do so, watch for 515. If we bounce off this, we're coming back up to 523. I'll be watching this all very, very carefully. With that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours. Hopefully this intraday update was very, very brief and helpful for a lot of people interested in looking at stocks and what they're doing so far. So that being said, I'll be back in about maybe 2.5 hours or so, maybe a little bit longer than that, for another update video. And until then, please take care. Do what you have to do, guys. Watch your targets and just know that SPY and the QQQ are a bit range bound for now. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys, and peace out.